This thing rolling. The Rebels will put total leather and we'll get started. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Out of the gun, the running back has it. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield. Most offensive schemes are predicated on first down productivity. That will not go down as a productive first down play.
No, it will not, Reese. Give this defensive line credit because they were able to get penetration right off the snap and force a negative play.
After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. Looking to pass, it's Stone. On target to the left. They've got it to the 49-yard line, and they'll move the chains. They'll run this play from the pistol. Looking downfield on first down. Fired that thing out in a heartbeat, but it's incomplete.
Yeah, I don't know if the quarterback got confused on first down. He might have thought the defense was going to be in man coverage that time, but they were in zone. They fooled him and just didn't seem like he had his eyes in the right place, was forcing that ball to his intended target. The window way too small. The guy was not open, so that didn't have that chance to be complete.
Misfired on first down, back to the air on second. And he really needed to hold on to that one, but it was not loose, and third down is coming.
Not many receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell he was catching the football. He was going to put a hit on him to make sure he had to think about something later, and you could see the ball pop out and fall to the ground.
Quarterback making checks. Wants to throw it. Now adjusting. He'll get rid of it. Complete to the right. There he goes. And this defense is a half a beat behind. They just can't quite keep up. They've got it down to the 21.
Well, we know this guy is special, and because of that, his quarterback is looking to him on critical down and distances. There on that third down, there was no question. It wouldn't have mattered if he was single covered, double covered, man, zone. That's where he was going with it, and the big-time playmaker outside picks up the first.
Northwestern moving the ball expeditiously. From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. Not a lot there. Picks up one inside the 20 to the 19.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
After picking up a couple, it's 2nd and 8. Wants to throw. It's Stone. Quarterback floating away from pressure. And he'll take it in and house it. Touchdown, Northwestern!
One of the reasons this offense is so exciting to watch, they've got guys that are dangerous after the catch. And if this quarterback gets through his progression, David, gets you in stride, these guys will take it to the house.
Man, it's your job to do the rest, right? You hit me in stride where I don't have to stop running. I don't have to break down. It makes it so easy. The connection between quarterback, wide receiver, you can tell this is a good one, and that's why they got 6 on that play.
And he tacks on the extra point. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And it's caught from inside the 20, and here he comes. Nice job. Of space across the 25. Let's mark it at the 27-yard line. Takes the handoff. It's Lacey. Oh, he's got a chance. Stopped at the 43 after the 15-yard pickup. And the Rebels racing to the line in the hurry-up.
And after giving up a long run defensively, they don't have a chance to substitute now. They've got to get ready to go because the offense is going tempo.
And a nice run there before the defense finally makes the stop.
It's got to feel good as an offense knowing that early in the drive you can turn around, hand it off, get a push up front, and go get positive yardage.
Here's the pressure. And he can't connect on the throw. It's incomplete. Rebels come to the line on 3rd and short, trying to convert here. On 3rd and short, they'll try to throw for it. And the incomplete pass will bring up 4th down.
Great job by the defense there. They weren't surprised by that play call there on 3rd and short. They were expecting pass. They took everything away and forced the incompletion.
4th down and 3, and they'll try to pick it up. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. He's going to run it. Nice run there to keep things moving before they force him out of bounds.
Quarterbacks have a hard job. They got to drop back and try to see the whole field and then see the rush coming to him, but you can tell he did a really good job scrambling outside the pocket, improvising, making a play with his feet, and then getting the 1st down.
And a nice solid pickup there before the defense wrestles him to the ground.
And after a successful run like that on 1st down, if you're the offensive coordinator here, maybe you're thinking about being aggressive and potentially taking a shot, because even if it's incomplete now on 2nd, you only have a short amount of yards to go here on 3rd.
Catch in the middle, it's Lacey. And the defense able to drag him down, but not before they'll recycle that down marker.
When offenses get 1st downs like this and they move the sticks and they get some momentum, look at what they do. They put their foot on the gas, run this no huddle, get to the line of scrimmage, and try to capitalize.
There's an example of what happens when the quarterback doesn't have a chance to set his feet. The pressure just forced him to have to work off schedule a little bit, and I think because of that, he wasn't able to be as accurate as he wanted to be.
Try to make up for some of that lost ground on 2nd down. He leaves it with his back. He picks up 4. That'll leave them with 3rd and 6. Trying to pick up a 1st down. Third and long, and he'll try to throw for it. Rushes on him. Makes the catch. It's dribbling. And after the stop, that is going to put a bow on this 1st quarter. Guys, we've come to the end of the period, and Northwestern has the lead here. Guys, let's have a look at the stats as we've played one period. Heading in the opposite directions now as we crank it up in the second. And here they come going for the first down on 4th and 2. Out of the gun, looking to throw. Hit as he throws. That ball never had a chance, and they'll turn it over on downs.
Great coverage on that 4th down play. Nice job blanketing the receiver out wide. The defense, you could tell, they knew they were going for it. They had a game plan. They get the big stop and turn it over to their offense.
The Wildcats have it back. The Northwestern offense headed out. They unleashed an aerial assault last time that took them right to the end zone, David.
So, Reese, with that drive, I think you've accomplished something you wanted to accomplish. Make this defense think. You put them back on their heels. Now, shoot, Palmer, you might be able to slip a few runs in on this drive to really jack them up.
Yeah, I like that idea, but I also like the fact that speed kills. They've got it at the receiver position, so if you've got one-on-one matchups, man, take advantage.
Out of the crowd, and now he's got room. Breaks into the open. And he's got enough for the first down. They'll mark it at the 34.
How many ways can I get it to my running back who's a baller in space? This is a really good job. Just toss it to him, right? I want to throw it to him. Yeah, I want to run up the middle, but I want to get it to him as many ways as I can. Toss it to him, get him on the edge, do a good job sealing the edge. He'll do the rest. Just give him the ball in space, good things will happen.
That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
I'll tell you, this defensive end, not only can he pass rush, but he can play the run as well. You see him beat the offensive lineman there trying to block him and get in the backfield to make that tackle for loss. That was impressive.
And the Wildcats with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. They've got him looking run. Now they're going to throw it. Buys a little extra time. Intercepted, and the defense has set him up. They got him down quickly after the pick, but he'd already made the biggest play, and they've got it at the 38.
And that's just excellent coverage. Man, cover one, nowhere to throw the football. Look at everybody playing man across the board, and you still got the safety in the middle of the field. Nobody open, and if I'm the QB, man, I don't need to force it. I don't force it into tight windows if it's not there. He throws it, unfortunately, gets the interception. Bad decision by the QB there.
They've got a little time here to put together a productive drive late in the half. Going right to work up top. Just too much of a rush, and down goes the quarterback just behind the midfield stripe at the 49. And the Rebels now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. Looking to fire. Throws for the tight end. Complete to the left. He almost picked up the first down on that one, but he'll be just a little bit short.
Man, we're seeing the tight end used more and more in the passing game. You see him moving inside. You see him moving outside. You see him moving in the box to block people. So here they put him in the slot and just have a nice little pitch and catch session.
The Rebels come to the line on 3rd and short, looking to keep the drive moving. Caught near the sticks. It's right. They finally get to him. What a play there to pick up the first down. The offense threatening, close to the end zone now with a new set of downs. They'll use the running game on 1st and goal. And the big defensive front wins the battle. No gain on that play.
It's hard to run on a defense that comes off the ball like that and runs to the football like that. Good luck. No holes anywhere.
Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. Back to pass. Here comes the heat. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face 3rd down.
And that is the play this defense had to have. Did you look in the secondary right there? I mean, he was open, guys. Like, that would have been a touchdown, and this defense got to the quarterback, hit him as he's throwing the football, forced the errant pass, and dodged a bullet.
Into the end zone. Touchdown, Rebels! Quick strike through the air for the score.
I was so excited for this game because I just knew it was going to be a back-and-forth battle, and that's what we've seen here. Great job by the quarterback, good decision, reading the coverage, accurate throw. They get the extra point. This thing is all knotted up.
Extra point here will tie the game. And that kick was perfectly down the middle. And that extra point was good, and we're all tied up here in the second. The kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd. And with that kickoff going out of bounds, they will get great field position to start. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. Back to pass, it's Stone. With the catch, it's Wagner. Oh, he's got some space. We've seen this from this sophomore, so dangerous after he makes the grab.
And as a defense, how scary is it having to defend this guy? He's one of the fastest players in America, and you saw it on that last play. It's not necessarily throwing him the ball over your head. They just get it to him quickly. The hard part now is running and tackling that guy. Not easy to do.
That last play has this defense on its heels. Now it's 1st and 10 from the 21.
Here we go.
Looking to throw on first down. Zings it complete to the right. And he cruises his way to the house. Touchdown, Northwestern.
And I just love the execution by this offense. Late in the half, man, you want to take the lead. You want to get that momentum on your side, and they do it. They finish it with the passing game. And I'll tell you what, keep that passing game up. You can keep this lead, keep the momentum, and keep putting up numbers.
And the PAT gives them a 14-7 lead. This offense prides itself on going after you, and they did with that long touchdown pass to finish off a two-play drive. From inside his own 15, looking for a crevice. Buys just enough space to cross the 25. Let's mark it at the 27-yard line. They'll get a chance to work on that hurry-up offense here in the final minute of the first half. First play of the drive wants to throw. And those two couldn't make the connection. It's an incomplete pass.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the first half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the second half, they've got to make some adjustments here at halftime.
Makes the grab. It's Wallace.
I love the anticipation on that throw by the QB on the out route. You got to throw it before the receiver comes out of his break. Nice work.
He'll throw on third down. Picked off. A rare misread and mistake from this quarterback. He goes down after the short return, but what a play to get the football back. Here we go. They'll try to get something on the board here in the final minute of the first half. To throw, it's Stone. He'll loft one deep down the left side. And how about that DB getting a hand in there and forcing the incomplete pass?
Well, the offense taking a shot after getting the takeaway. They're in what's called the fringe area. It's not quite the red zone, but it's a good spot to throw posts, to throw goes, to throw deep corner routes, smash routes, and that's exactly what they were thinking that time. Just a little bit off on the...
Picked off, and they ruin an early drive with the turnover. He couldn't quite get loose on that return, but he'd already made the play, and they've got it at the 35.
And this is obviously not a great start for this quarterback here. 2 interceptions already in this game. He's got to do a much better job with his decision-making.
So let's see how they play it in this final 30 seconds of the first half. Looking to throw on first down. That's reeled in. It's dribbling. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Here's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half. Backed up now. Here's 2nd and long. Wants to throw. They'll have to be efficient against the clock. Wide open downfield. Found a bunch of room and got it to the 44-yard line. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. Now they'll line it up from the 44 on 1st and 10. Wants to go up top on 1st down. Throws to the tight end. Got him downfield. Knocked down at the 22. That's a 1st down, and they can still stop the clock.
Yeah, this defense is going to have a plan for this tight end, especially when he lines up in the slot, because there's a lot of different routes he can run, and because of his size and his wingspan, he's very, very difficult to cover.
Looking for the end zone. Picked off, and they ruin an early drive with the turnover. And he's dragged down after the interception, and that's how we'll close out the first half. Northwestern will kick it off as we start the 3rd quarter. From inside the 15, here comes the return. He's brought down after a good return, gets it out to the 31. The Ole Miss offense ready to go back to work. They got a lot done through the air in the first half, and they might need even more production here in the second.
I think they will, Reese, and I think this is an offense that has proven they're playing with good timing right now. They've got some matchups where they're winning one-on-one, and they're just going to have to keep going back to the well, David, and relying on hitting some explosive plays to win this game.
Yeah, and I think we look at numbers naturally, and they're losing. So that's the most important thing on the scoreboard, but they have had success. And so what do? You keep playing pitch and catch. You got to score, but you got to talk to your defense. I need some stops. I need the football back quickly so we can do some more damage.
4 wide out set, 2 on either side on 2nd and 10. After the incompletion, back to the passing game. Snagged in the middle, it's Alexander. And they exploited that soft spot, and they get it down to the 35.
And it's frustrating as a defense when you give up that 1st down and you give up that pass play. But here we go with this offense. They're right back on the ball. You got to flush that, you got to get lined up, and you got to communicate.
Throws to the wideout. And it's picked off for the 3rd time today. They'll be stopped, but not before getting the football and picking up big yardage on the return. What a play there. The Northwestern offense returns to the field. From the gun, leaves it on the inside with the back. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
That back had absolutely nowhere to run the football. Actually, is he counting? I think he's counting to make sure there's only 11 guys on defense.
They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Looking for a man. It's Stone. Just a short pass to the tight end. They're able to get him stopped just shy of the 1st down marker.
Well, you hear all the time that the tight end's the QB's best friend. You saw a perfect example of it on that last play, right? 2nd down, you need to pick up some positive yards to keep this 3rd down manageable. Really nice job of executing there.
The Wildcats come to the line on 3rd and short, looking to keep this drive moving. Might be calling a hot route. On 3rd and short, they'll try to convert through the air. And that is interception number 3 on the day. Looking for more room. And he will roll into the end zone. Touchdown, Ole Miss.
Man, linebackers are so athletic nowadays in college football. They can play man on running backs and tight ends and all over the field. And how about the linebacker making the athletic interception and then showing you he could be a running back, taking it all the way back to the house for a touchdown.
setting up for the extra point and the tie. And the extra point was made without incident, and we're tied up here in the third. All tied up and just about set to kick it away. And that was not what they had in mind as the kickoff sails out of bounds. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. They're going to open this drive with a pass. Slings it downfield. Got his man. They finally get him on the ground, but he's got an explosive play for the first down.
Well, Reese, you and I were talking about this before the game. How is this defense going to be able to deal with all the speed they have offensively? You saw them just rip off a big play.
And, Jesse, now their head's spinning just a little bit. Give up a big chunk play, and it's right back at them. And they'll line up from the 31 on first down. The give to the running back from the shotgun. And he's stuffed by that big defensive tackle up front.
Great job by the defense. Everybody firing off the ball, hitting their guys, holding their gaps, running to the football, nowhere to go.
Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. Wants to go up top. Under fire. Unloads to the wideout. He's got an open man. Touchdown, Wildcats! And with that, they've got the lead here in the second half.
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge, and also the anticipation, the timing. To be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone, that was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. Listen, a lot of times touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
They'll line up to go for two. Trying to slam in. He gets it in there for the two-point conversion, and the lead grows to 8. Quick strike offense on that 3-play scoring drive. And they top it off with a 31-yard toss for 6. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. From inside the 15, chance for a good return. Finds just enough space to cross the 25. Let's mark it at the 27-yard line. This drive will start at their own 27-yard line. He wastes no time and comes out throwing. Grabbed over the middle. It's Wallace. Gashes the heart of the knee. Just what they were looking for. A huge explosive play, and they're inside the 15 at the 13-yard line. They just changed the dynamic of this possession in a heartbeat, and now it's 1st and 10 from inside the red zone. Trying to cap this drive with the pass. Makes the catch. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Rebels. That was a lightning-fast drive that ends with a touchdown.
And if you can string a few more drives like that together, man, we might as well get our popcorn out because we're going to get a lot of scoring.
They opt to go for 2 to try to tie it up right now. The snap sets up to throw. He's into the end zone. 2-point conversion is good, and we've got a tie game. Aggressive play calling on that drive. Just 2 plays, they get the long touchdown pass to pay it off. They're getting set to kick it away, and that last score took a little oomph out of this crowd. and it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. From the gun, the ground game. Fights off the defender. Runs ahead and powers his way for 4 yards out to the 30.
And I think this has probably been the most surprising thing of this game so far. This guy's one of the best running backs in the entire country. They just can't get him going. He's never been able to get into a rhythm. You got to give the defense so much credit because they have been able to shut this guy down, and they got to keep that up here in the second half.
They'll keep it on the ground. Stopped after a pickup of 4. Good run to get it out to the 34. Big catches, big plays, tons of yards through 3 quarters for these two guys. This is when winning plays are made, and we start right now in the 4th. With the break, they had a little extra time to dial something up for this 3rd down play. They'll try to run for it. Fighting off the defender. They tried to go smash mouth on 3rd and short, and it did not work against this defense.
And you're seeing on both sides really hard to run the football in this one. You've got to give both of these defenses tons of credit. They are so physical up front. These defensive lines can take the game over, and right now, it's tough sledding on the ground.
Going for it on 4th down late in a tie game. This is a huge play. And you want to know what impact home field advantage can have? There it is. The offense will walk it back. A tie game here late, and they do not want to give up this football. They'll go for it on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Steps away to find some room. Takes a hit as he fires. Makes a grab past the marker. He'll go out of bounds. They'll mark him down at the 31, and a big pickup on that one.
And that is a backbreaker if you're on defense. On 4th down, the opponent's throwing for it. Not only do you give up the 1st down, but you give up an explosive play, and all of a sudden now you're reeling a little bit defensively.
And the Wildcats have it with a 1st and 10. They'll try it over the left side. Got enough for the 1st down and wants more. They finally get him stopped, and this veteran junior running back comes up with a nice play.
Every offense wants to be able to run the ball and be physical, especially on 1st down. And you want to create 2nd and short, 3rd and short, or just get 1st downs like that run right there.
Northwestern making quick work on this drive. The lone back's got it. He'll be pulled down after a good run. They'll mark it at the 15.
It's all tied up. This offensive line, they want the pressure. They want everything to go through them here. They're saying, look, let's just run the ball. Let's get this thing down closer and closer to the goal line. Let's bleed some clock and put ourselves into position to win.
He steps out of bounds, but he's got enough for a 1st down.
And that's a good 2nd down run. Commit to the running game, run the football. Great gain, great job by the offensive line. Keep it rolling.
On 1st and goal, let's see if Northwestern can score. They'll try to get it in with the run. And he was greeted by a host of defenders and barely gets it back to the line of scrimmage.
Great job of contained by this defense. And in order to do that, the end man on the line of scrimmage defensively has got to be able to set the point and force the football back into traffic. And that's exactly what happened.
They've softened them up with a run. Now to throw it. Pass is broken up, incomplete as they were trying to strike for 6.
It's hard in this area throwing over this big defensive line. They've got long arms. You saw it right there, knocking that ball down on 2nd down.
After a drive this long, a field goal would be demoralizing at this point. It's 3rd and goal. From the gun, wants to pass. Trying to find the end zone. Needed one more turn of the legs to get it in there, and he's denied just inches away from the touchdown. They'll keep the kicker on the sideline, and the offense will try to break the tie with a 4th-quarter touchdown on 4th. Touchdown, Wildcats! And with that, they move out front here in the 4th.
I think most coaches on 4th and goal from the 1-yard line nowadays, they're going for it. And I like this offense because if I can't get 1 yard, I don't deserve to win. They're physical, lower their pads, and they get the big 4th down conversion.
And they did tack on the extra point. They're set to kick it off, and this crowd now ready to get behind them. From inside his own 15, looking for room. Finds just enough space to cross the 25. Let's mark it at the 27-yard line. First play of this drive comes from the 27. They'll start this drive going to the air. Got a man. It's Lacey.
Man, this is such a hard situation. That clock is your enemy, and you've got to push the ball down the field, but you know the defense is dropping back, so you can take the underneath stuff and go to your 2nd and 3rd read some, but we got to stay aggressive.
And the Rebels with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving. Looking to fire. A deep throw as the clock winds down. He's got it for a big play. And perhaps a touchdown-saving tackle as they get him down at the 37. This offense is like running a perfection drill in practice against air. Chunk play after chunk play, and here they come again. On the ground, it's Lacey. And how about the efficiency on that one? It'll bring up 2nd and 4.
Well, the interesting thing about a run here trailing late is the defense isn't expecting it. That's the good news. Bad news, though, is you're still trailing. You need to score quickly, which means you need to be throwing the football right now.
Grabbed in the middle. It's Lacey. They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the 1st down. Clock stops momentarily for the 1st down. They'll hurry to the line. They'll run it from the gun. He's stopped at the 14-yard line, and they'll stay on the attack from there. Quick tempo, no huddle offense. 2nd down, clock's running. Back to pass. Oh, they're after him. And he can't get it off. Taken down. What a huge play this late in the game. Now they've got to hustle to the line and get set. On 3rd and long, he'll need to push it downfield. Throw to the end